Taurus, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late January, moving into early February 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business, as always, and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes into energy and see what's happening for the lovely Taurus collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going, my guides. Talk to me. What do we got for Taurus here? In late January, moving into early February, we are in Aquarius season. And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Taurus, please. Let's get this first card going for my friends. Talk to me. What do we got for the bulls here? Okay, beautiful. Empress energy, which is a card that does link to you in a very, very powerful way. So I love this card. This is absolutely one of my favorite cards to start off any reading with, because it's just filled with blessings, abundance, and stability. And it's extra important for you because this is generally a tarot card that does link with Taurus. Now, before we fully dive into it, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the January subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk a bit about this Empress. Now, yes, this isn't a tarot deck, it is an oracle, but when I see this card, it screams Empress energy here. We have this beautiful woman right in the center. She is surrounded by the trees, the animals, the flora, the fauna. It's absolutely beautiful. She has the Tree of Life tattooed on her back. So all the major symbolism you would think of with an Empress energy is here. Now, as you know, Taurus is ruled by the planet Venus. Empress energy is Venus. So yeah, it's a Libra, Taurus, shared energy. So when I see this in the front end of your spread, Spirit could really be asking you to take some time out for yourself or do some self-love and self-care. It could be very, very important for a lot of the Tauruses in this time. But another thing, whenever the Empress is there, I don't focus on the negative of the goddess energy. She could represent blessings on blessings on blessings. It's abundant, it's fertile. It could represent motherhood and fertility, of course, but I just think of possibilities and that beautiful energy from source. So this is a really great way to start, even if we have challenges when we get into tarot. So let's do that. Let's get into tarot now. I always say this first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a footnote, but it feels good to me this week. Let's get your 3 tarot cards in the upright, then we'll get into the intuitive juiciness. So let's shuffle it up one time here for my Taurus friends, see what we got. And while we get this deck ready, let's talk about last week's reading. It was titled The Serious Situation. So for a lot of the collective, like it says within the reading name itself, you may have been dealing with serious situations where there could have been something that popped up that Spirit wants you to take seriously. Okay? And that energy could still bleed over for the coming days and weeks, so keep that in mind. It was much more stern than what I'm used to for the Taurus collective. So let's see what we have for you this week. As you know, energy is very fluid. It's never set in stone, so only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or someone that you're linked to. So let's get these 3 cards out. What do we got for Taurus here? Late January, early February. What's happening for my friends? Thank you. Okay. Was not expecting that, but we'll ride with it. We'll deal with it. We got the 7 of Swords. It could just be something you don't see just yet. Don't want to say that's a warning just yet. Let's get a couple more out here. Not the card I was expecting with the energy I was feeling. So for some of you, hopefully that's not actually happening in life itself, where it's like, whoa, I didn't expect that. All right, we have the Hermit, position number 2, withdrawing from something, pulling back your energy. Okay. We'll talk about it. Let's get one more out here. Hopefully this isn't someone that feels like their trust has been broken in one way or another. We'll have to see. Okay, you're going to have a bonus as well, but you have the 3 of Cups here on the back end, which could be good. Yeah, Taurus, what is happening here? Who is this energy that I'm picking up? We have the Queen of Wands on the back end, so there is a lot happening. Okay, so let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes. Then we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. And we're going to have to, because to me it feels like, similar to the Virgo reading, it's like a tale of 2 readings where there could be some warnings, but there could be some positivity, or something that starts rough, turns out really well, and improves. We'll just have to see. But, I mean, elementally, it's mixed, right? We have air, we have earth, we have water, we have fire. So there's a lot of things here. So they could be different situations or different aspects of one situation. But let's go through piece by piece. Position number 1, we have the Seven of Swords, okay? Not the most positive card in the tarot deck, if I'm going to keep it real with you. Now, I do always say that all cards have positive and challenge connected to them. The Seven of Swords, in its most positive sense, could just represent something you don't quite see just yet. Something that's a little mysterious, it's unexpected or surprising, just something you don't quite see. It's not in your periphery just yet. Okay, that's the most positive. But when we get down to the nitty-gritty of this card, it's sneaks, right? It's snakes. It can represent thieves, underhanded individuals, people that are just doing things behind other people's backs. So this is an energy that normally I would say reject, unless it's just showing us that there is something you don't quite see just yet. And I could see that here with the Hermit. And that's why I'm saying it's a tale of two readings, because this could either be very treacherous, like some of you may feel like your trust has been betrayed in some way, or there's just a lot of mystery around you, right? Like, because with the Hermit, that's another card that's in the darkness. There's mystery attached to it. So don't just link to this Seven of Swords. That could be a warning about a person, though. We'll talk about it more when we clarify. Now, moving to the center, we do have the Hermit. So once again, you might be withdrawing your energy. This is a card that represents the Virgo collective, another earth sign. So if you're not connected to Virgo, if you don't have Virgo placements yourself, as I said, stepping back from something, taking your energy back, pulling it back, retreating in one way or another. You might literally be in hermit mode when this card is here, where you're just staying inside a lot of the time. You're isolating purposefully. Okay, like this isn't a card of like not purposely isolating. It's purposeful. It's like, all right, yeah, no, I don't want to play no games. I don't want to be in anyone's drama. I'm just going to do my own thing, and I'm okay doing that. The Hermit could also represent wisdom. It's a deep connection to spirituality as well. And once again, since it's in the nighttime, it could represent that mystery I was speaking about, or things that you don't quite see. The Hermit has a lot of good, but at the same time, it does have challenges. It could represent communication issues with people. There's a lot of unknowns when we see the Hermit. So we'll talk about it more. Getting to the back end of the spread, though, we take a huge shift in the vibe, because we go into the Three of Cups. This is a very happy card. This is a card of happiness, merriment, joyousness. These people are celebrating. They're having a great time. I often say this shows up when there's a win or a cause for celebration. So this could be good, especially coming out of all this energy that we have here in the center. The Three of Cups, yeah, it could point at somebody who's in your circle, as with all threes. It could represent someone you're attached to. In its most positive, it's celebratory. In its challenge, it could represent somebody that's overindulging. It could represent someone that throws a few back or has some habits when this card is here. But I'm not going to go that route just yet. For some of you, this could be as happy as like a win coming out of nowhere. But for some of you, this could be a problematic individual that we're picking up on their energy. Now, moving to your bonus card, we do have the Queen of Wands. Fire sign energy, so Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And what does the Queen of Wands speak about? She is a huge card of the self. If you're not linked to a fire sign, when I see her, remember, the very first card in the reading was a card that represents you, a card that represents the self. Now the other footnote we have is this Queen of Wands. So it is generally confident, beautiful, sexy type of energy. You might be changing something about your look when she's here. You might be upgrading the wardrobe or changing something about your aesthetics here. Generally, this is a super confident card. But if we're looking at the challenge of it, especially if you got some craziness happening, this Queen of Wands could represent somebody who has taken a big knock to their self-esteem. But we're not going to call that into being. We're going to leave that. You're a confident person, right? You're confident in yourself and your abilities. But I want to dive deeper on all of it, Taurus. Let's jump in and clarify. Let's see what's happening here for my Tauruses. Please and thank you. And yes, my friends, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Seven of Swords. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages that you want to give to Taurus, you could drop it down in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right, Seven of Swords time. Why is it showing up? What's the Seven of Swords? The deck is being specific now. Thank you. Okay, yeah, fire-air combination right here on the front end. This is absolutely something coming by surprise or out of the blue. I feel like this is either really, really good or a huge warning for a lot of you. There might be a person that is a live wire. There might be a person around you that is extremely passion-driven, like with the wands, with the cups, like someone that is like flesh-based, if that makes sense, where they're feeding that. They're feeding something within them. So I feel like this is good or bad. It's a tale of two readings once again. If we're going to take the positive of this, this could just be something or someone popping up out of nowhere. So for a portion of, yeah, maybe this is an action of some sort, like an unexpected or surprising action where someone does something. It's like, whoa, I saw something similar in the Capricorn reading where it's like, whoa, what got into you? But at the same time, this could be a hot-headed individual. This could be somebody that goes from 0 to 100 really, really quick. So if that was the case, I would say this is someone that is very spontaneous, right? Like you never know what you're going to get. Okay, so if this is a new person coming into your life, beware of them. If this is someone that's already in your life and it's like, all right, well, you're a different person every day, Spirit once again is saying, watch out for this individual, beware of this person at this very time. So I want to keep moving. I don't want to spend too much time there. I think you get the drift. Okay, it's either someone just doing something that you didn't see coming. I mean, yeah, it could be an offer as well. I don't want to say that just yet until we get to the back end. For some of you, best case scenario, it could be an offer coming up out of nowhere or someone making a move that you didn't see coming. But at the same time, very spontaneous, and it's given me so much spontaneity that I'm a little uncomfortable with it. So let's go in on the Hermit. Let's go in on the Hermit. Thank you. Okay. All right, Nine of Swords in reverse underneath the Hermit. I feel like this is, once again, two things. For a portion of you, you might be in a big time of healing right now with the Nine of Swords in reverse underneath the Hermit, taking some time for yourself. If that's not something that you are doing, Spirit could be asking you to do so. Retract your energy, pull back your energy, bring it to home base. Because the Nine of Swords is a card of stress and anxiety, right? You don't have to be an expert to know what this card means. You see that person like, oh, they're crying in their bed. So when I see it in reverse underneath the Hermit, it is somebody that needs to call their energy home for whatever reason. If you're going through a very tense time, if somebody in particular is stressing you out, if a situation in particular is stressing you out, Spirit's asking you to really hop into Hermit mode if you're not there already. For a portion of you, you might be in Hermit mode right now, in healing mode. Like, okay, I just need to isolate for a little bit. Okay, like it's homebody type of energy, and that's not a bad thing. Okay, but there is somebody that needs recovery now. If there has been somebody that you haven't had communication with, or you haven't been talking to them, or they've been in Hermit mode for whatever reason, they're probably just trying to get themselves right. Let's move over to the Three of Cups. Could this be the same person? Possibly. Where it's like this was them. Normally they'd be a live wire doing this, that, and the other thing. Now it's switched. But let's see what the Three of Cups has to say. Because as I said very earlier, maybe this is an opportunity or an offer, possibly. But it just feels so passionate. It's like 0 to 100 or 100 to 0. It's such an odd shift in the energy. But let's go in on that Three of Cups. Then we'll do our recap before we get into the shadow card. Remember, only take this if it applies, my friends. You could check your sun, moon, rising, Venus, all that stuff. Check your Mars, check your North Node, check them all. Okay, we have the Hanged Man in the upright. Okay, more Virgo pointers. This could also be a Scorpio indicator as well. Whenever I see the Hanged Man, Scorpio, Virgo. And notice what this person is doing. They are retracting. They are stopping something. They are analyzing somebody. For Spirit could be really telling you to watch or keep your eye on someone here. And I'm going to give you the messages true, Taurus. And you know me, I'm an optimistic reader. I'm all about the positivity and the silver lining. But when I see things in the cards and when I feel things in the cards, I'm going to give it to you straight. And there is somebody that you might need to really keep an eye on. Even when things seem fine, even when things seem good, there might be indicators. Now, what is the deal with this Hanged Man? Similar to the Hermit, it's a pulled back, retracted type of energy. It's not making moves. It's very stable. So for some of you, Spirit could be saying, hey, this Hermit mode or this Hanged Man mode could lead to the best possible outcome for you. So all the stuff I was saying about taking some time, calling your energy back home, could be something you really need to do in this time, even if you don't think you do. But the other thing I'm picking up, this Hanged Man, aside from the self-sacrifice, is also analyzing something, it's watching something. So there is someone that you need to really be aware of. Or at the same time, this could be someone keeping tabs on you. I feel like it's one or the other. Either there is somebody that you need to keep tabs on, or there is someone keeping tabs on you. Okay, so that's the main vibe. Someone could be watching, or needs to be. Take that however it hits. Just keep your eyes about you, keep your wits about you. Let's go through and do a quick recap, Taurus. Then we'll get into the shadow card real quick. We got a lot of stuff happening, right? So position number 1, fire-air combination here. We have the 7 of Swords with the Ace of Wands. This could be someone acting in a very unpredictable way. I did say this is an individual that could be very much fueled by their passions. Like, they don't always think things through. They act on impulse. It's very spontaneous. And whether this is an unexpected or a surprising action of some sort, where it's like, what the hell's gotten into you? This could also be like spirit warning you about this person. Like, all right, one day they might be this, another day they might be that. It's like, beware of this individual. It's like they're a live wire. Moving to the center, we have the Hermit with the 9 of Swords in reverse. Spirit saying like, hey, this hermit mode is necessary. It's needed. It's a good thing. For some of you, if you've been going through a lot of things, or it's a time of healing, so you might need to call your energy back, call it back home to get the best possible outcome, which we see on the next side. And if you're having issues with communication with someone, the hermit mode is why. They're just trying to get right. 3 of Cups with the Hanged Man in the upright. So it does reinforce pulling back that energy leads to the best possible outcome. But the big thing I was picking up here is like, yeah, either there's someone peeping you out, watching you in one way or another, or you need to keep your eye on someone else, like we saw here in the beginning, okay? Even when they're acting fine and normal. So do with that what you will, Taurus. Please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's get you a shadow card here. Let's see what's in the shadows for Taurus. And my friends, like, there was good messages in there, but at the same time, I would just keep your wits about you in this time, okay? Whether it's work, family, or otherwise. So let's get you one shadow card. And I always like to pull one at the very end of a reading just to see whether it's something within you, maybe it's something you don't quite see. Shadow card doesn't always have to be a challenge. It could be a good thing. So let's get you one. Oh, and yes, if you've made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it down in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love and appreciation for all my beautiful channel members out there. Thank you very much. Obviously, no pressure to everyone else, but let's get you one shadow card here. What do we got? Thank you. All right, 7 of Pentacles. Now, this is a card that does show up from time to time. This is a big karmic card of patience, and it's also a card of reaping what you sow. There are connections to nature very similar to the Empress we saw in the beginning. But when I see the 7 of Pentacles, it's all about the patience. Similar to like with what we have with the Hanged Man here, and we have the Hermit here. Now the 7 of Pentacles, it's Spirit saying slow something down, be patient. Whether it's you being patient with yourself or whether it's being patient with somebody else. Now, you might be waiting on something when this card is here, or somebody could be testing your patience. But the 7 of Pentacles to me, as I already mentioned, is a big karmic energy, okay? Because this person is literally about to reap what they have sown, what they've put forth. So for some of you, just know Spirit could be taking notes with whatever situations you're dealing with. If someone's not acting the right way, if someone's acting in a 7 of Swords manner, Spirit could be saying that will swing back around eventually, okay? Whether you believe it or whether you don't, karma never loses. So we're just going to put that down right there, Taurus. That's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details, the January subscriber surprise. For the January subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 2 copies of the beautiful Tarot of the Owls Tarot deck. It's one of my favorite new decks out there. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, what are one of your biggest goals for this year that we just entered into? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, I'll announce the winners in my community tab at random. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you again soon.